Something evil's lurking in the dark. Michael Jackson, The Kid Inside, Part 2. Don't even... I'll promise the next time I'm gonna choose someone we all like. It would be nice, wouldn't it? To be in the same corner for once? Because there's always someone who's disagreeing with us, and either it's... Sometimes it's Gabe. Gabe is usually the one who hates everybody. I said it, okay. Gabe is like a machine. He's like, you know, he's so efficient. He's almost like a computer. You are. You totally are. You're very efficient. When I want something done, technically or legally or in any field that's really pragmatic and down to earth, that's Gabe. But when I want someone who has heart, not that you don't have a heart, I'm not saying that. I just mean that Calvin is much warmer as a person. Calvin is the type of person, you would not believe this, but if we would be in a room with him, he's very unobtrusive. You won't even know he's there. I like living this way. Who's bad? There was a really interesting interview at that time on Lyricking Live from Macaulay Culkin. Remember him from Home Alone? He was a friend of Michael around the time in 1991, I think. And he said something very striking, which was so true about Michael. It's that Michael doesn't express himself very well in interviews. Because Michael, believe it or not, is a very shy, unassuming person. He's so sensitive that the whole persona of the stage and the singing and the whole imagery accompanied by the videos, and it creates a sort of public persona that is not Michael, the real person. It becomes bigger than the person. But when someone tries to express themselves in any real sense, unless they're really verbose like me, there's a lot of people who are, you know, talkative like I can be, but Michael isn't one of them. I remember when we saw another documentary after the one from Martin Bashir came out, which was like a huge bomb. Not bomb as in a flop, but bomb as in a sensation. Because he was very mean to Michael, and he's the one, actually, Martin Bashir, I think, who started the whole chain of events where Michael would actually be convicted, or potentially convicted, so... because the way he was portraying Michael was very, oh, I found that very disturbing, and he was using words that were incriminating Michael, in a way. And I remember that other documentary that came out a few months later that was like a sort of response to that. And there were a few excerpts that had been cut by Martin Bashir's crew where Michael was just expressing himself, you know, in a natural fashion. There was like an assistant of his, a woman, sitting beside him, and I was really amazed because they were very affectionate. He's probably trying to come back to his music, to the source, and probably build another album, because that's where his genius lies. Michael is such a great songwriter and composer and a producer as well. And his voice, obviously, is absolutely magical. But the way he constructs his songs is absolutely flawless, which is why they remain still fresh and so vibrant today. That's a funny thing about Michael, because I don't know if I'm the only one, but I had a hard time understanding his lyrics. I had to read them and find them on the net somewhere, because the way he sings is very unique to him, and sometimes his pronunciation is very interesting but sort of hard to understand. People think I'm crazy. You rock my world, you know you did. That song was like magic to me, and it's such a perfect song to dance to, and the lyrics are great. I admit though that the video at the time was criticized because it was actually a bit too much like Smooth Criminal from many years earlier. because in Snooker he was dressed all in white, you remember, with that hat, and in the You Rock My World video he was dressed all in black, but it was sort of similar to that same storyline that he had done, but I didn't even mind that. And you remember Chris Tucker was in it? I love Chris Tucker. I think he does the best impersonation of Michael ever. And the only thing he does is movies, the Rush Hour movies, 1, 2, 3. But every time there's a scene in it where he has to perform some Michael material. And to actually see him with Michael was like, wow. And he even testified at his trial. I remember that, yeah. He even looks a bit like Michael, Chris Tucker. Pre-surgery, of course, because Michael doesn't look like Michael anymore. That's the thing. He's completely and absolutely unique. There's no one on earth that's ever gonna look or sound like him, ever. He's unmistakable. And I really hope he comes back. I really hope he can get over all those tribulations that he had to go through, all the pain that he had to suffer through. And I'm not sure at what stage he is right now. Is he preparing to build another album or coming back to the stage? Because financially it's going so badly for him that I'm pretty sure he has to do something to earn some money. Even if you come back at 60, Michael, it doesn't matter. Just come back and do what you do best. Perform live for all your fans who still love you, and wish you all the best. See you next time. Thank you.